Good morning. This is Aliyah Shah hopping on Almost Facebook Live. Uh, I haven't been on in a couple of days. But anyway, I thought I would jump on here and share some insight on some um events, I guess, stuff. Um, this happened a few years ago. I was uh, I was staying with a cousin, and it was a brief uh, stay, but I was invited. A cousin invited me to come there and stay, and you got family and all that good, all of the good words. And so I came and stayed. I asked my cousin and his spouse, how much you charge me? How much would you charge me to stay? And they said nothing, nothing. We family, nothing, nothing. And I thought about it. I said, well, I don't feel good not giving anything. I don't feel comfortable with that. And so I offered, let me give you such and such amount of money. I'm not even going to say how much it was. And they both jumped in. Yeah, okay, okay. So I did. I didn't pay monthly. I paid months up. So if I was planning on staying there for like 8 months, I paid 6 months up. And then I would catch the rest before that money runs out, technically. So anyway, I'm staying there with them. And like I said one time before, everything seemed okay. And then envy creeped in, or the devilishment creeped in, or jealousy creeped in. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with those emotions. The emotions are legit. The emotions are okay because that's normal. That's what people go through it. But most people don't know how to deal with jealousy, envy. It turns into hate. And so I'm there with my cousin, and he starts going through this transformation where everything that I see, he contradicts with his mouth. So if I see you act in a certain way, and then I don't necessarily tell people what I see. I just see it. And I'm going to wait and see how far it goes. Let me see what happens. And then you notice that I see it, and then you start telling me what I see. Like it was a show I saw years ago. It was about don't believe your lying eyes. So what my eyes see, I'm supposed to discredit and take with what your mouth say, which is the I don't know who else would think like this, but that seems quite stupid to me. But anyway, he started trying to project his thoughts out like it was my thoughts. And in the back of my mind, I'm going, you ain't smart enough to do that. You ain't smart enough to do that. Not to me. I don't know. You might be able to get some people, but Aliyah? I don't think so. Homie don't play that. But back in the day when I was young, I used to watch what we call horror flicks. It wasn't like what horror flicks are today. It was not. It wasn't a whole bunch of bloodshed. Now horror flicks are just slashers. All you see is blood and knives and cutting and shooting and just blood. Back in the day, they had a storyline. You might see a little blood, but most of the time it was a story line behind it. And I don't remember the name of the show, but it came on a Saturday when I was little, and there was this robot who was there was a giant walking into a certain land where people lived. This was back in the day of uh, the monsters back in the day, like Godzilla and King Kong and all that kind of stuff. Japanese movies. But anyway, this giant was a stone thing, and it liked a certain people. The people were pretty much good people. This giant stone thing was protecting him. I guess it was like an idol. But he came to life, and he walked through the town that the people that he liked was in, and he's going to the other town to get the people who were fighting these people in this town that he liked. So he goes to this town. He's a big giant. He's stomping on, breaking up everything and just traveling. And what got me was he had a pleasant face. His face was pleasant. And then he would get to the town where the bad people are. I say bad people. And he would wave his hand over his face from top to bottom. Wave his hand over his face, and his face would change until like a mean, evil-looking face. And it kind of puts me in mind of I'm gonna say baby energy. It's like an inner being would be my inner being. I could see what people's soul is saying. Not necessarily what their mouth is saying, but what their soul is saying. It's kind of like tuning into your baby personality or ability, because babies can see what your soul is saying. There's a video with this lady saying, the caption under it says, "This is the auntie and she does not like children." And so they show this picture of this young woman sitting on the couch, and this baby is across from her, and the baby is in a walker. And the baby is looking at her like, "You bitch." And she's looking at the baby, but her expression is like she don't realize that the baby sees she don't like it. I think I said this before, or maybe I told it in a joke at a stand-up thing. But anyway, there was this baby, and the mama was holding the baby. The baby had a pleasant little look on her face. She was in the process of going to sleep. And she had this big, cute smile. And then another lady came. And she gets in the baby's face and she's going, "How you doing, sweetie? You're so cute." And the baby is looking like, "What the hell?" But the baby did a smile. She just cheesed. And the lady said, "Oh," and the lady turned around and walked away. So I'm watching this, about to crack up. And then another lady came. And she did the same thing. She bends down and she's talking to the baby, and she's like, "Oh, you're so cute. How you doing? What's your name?" And the baby leaned back, but she had a frown on her face like, "What the hell?" She focused, and then she cheesed at the lady. That lady too, she cheesed. And that lady went on about her business. And I'm sitting here watching, and I'm saying, that baby has enough understanding and enough sense to realize that these people are not for me. They don't really care nothing about me, but they're in my face. And the way that I get them out of my face is to smile at them. It's like people come in with a mask, and then they teach younger people how to put on a mask. They teach children how to put on a mask. So it's not saying that the children are always going to have that mask, because you got some children that you consider rebellious, where they see what you're doing. They might not say anything. Then some of them might say something. But sometimes the adults scold them so that they stop expressing what they see. So it's not that they don't see it; they see it, but they stop telling you. And so anyway, it's going back to what I had said before. That is, people should listen to children. They are pure. Their innards are pure. They don't have all the strife and the crap that adults or grown-ups have, and the hiding that they have, or the ducking that they are doing. I went in a place the other day, and I crossed paths with a lady, and so I'm talking to somebody else, but a lady comes in, and I see the lady, and then the lady started ducking. I don't know that lady. I don't think I know her, but she started acting like she was trying to be invisible, which made me look further. My dad used to say they acting like a dog that sucked the egg, where they can't. They're hiding. They come through, and they can't look at you. So what makes me pay attention is that fact of that movement of like the dog that sucked the egg. Why are you sneaking? Why are you? I mean, what's going on? Just say what the hell you got to say and keep it moving. But most people don't say what they got to say. They sneak around and they hide, and it brings my attention to them. I think I said a story. I don't know if I told the story or wrote it, but anyway, my brother, when my brother was little, one of my brothers, he was a baby at the time, and he was walking past the living room. My daddy built the house, but anyway, we had a living room, we had a dining room off the living room, and then you go in the front door, it's an opening like a foyer, and if you come through on the dining room side, there's an opening off the kitchen. So my baby brother, was walking by. My daddy is standing there, we standing there, and he's trying to walk by and not be seen. But he turns his head the opposite way of where my daddy was standing. So he's trying not to be seen by my daddy. But he don't realize that his body, he has a whole body. And because you're not looking at the person that you don't want to see you, you think that they don't see you. That's a child's mentality. To walk by and look the opposite way and assume you can't be seen. And so as an adult, you look at him and you say, you think he's getting away with something, but I see him. When I was younger, I used to think, when I was being bad, when I was talking shit, I used to think that my parents didn't know. They didn't know what the hell I was saying and how I was talking shit to people. That's what I thought. They didn't know. They don't know what I'm doing. And then it dawned on me, wait a minute. As a parent, you see your children. Whatever they're doing is right or wrong, you see them because they're your children. You basically watch your children grow up. You watch them, I guess. Shouldn't say that, because some people don't watch their kids. But it's not that they don't know what that child is up to. They might not want to admit it, but yeah, I used to think that my parents, they don't know what I'm doing. They don't know what I'm saying. They don't know, what I'm, they don't know. But one day somebody was talking to me, or some grown up was telling me something, and I had been talking shit, and they was telling me, I'm gonna tell your parents, your father, your mother, I'm gonna tell them what you saying or how you acting. And I thought about it. Um, I'm not one to take threats too seriously. I don't. That doesn't scare me. It's not, because I had vowed. These people, they can't tell me nothing scary. What can you do? That's what I used to think. What can you do? Can't beat me. I don't think you can. I didn't believe you could. I believe they probably could, but because my mind said, hey, you can't beat me. I mean, you can do. I didn't have that fear. I didn't believe in what they were saying to me. It didn't scare me. It didn't put me in line, or what they say, put me in my place, whatever the hell that means, and whatever the hell my place is. But yeah, they would say, I'm gonna tell your father what you said, or I'm gonna tell your mother what you said. And I got to the place where, go ahead and tell them. I want you to tell them. Go ahead and tell them. But I don't ever remember anybody telling on me. I don't remember my parents coming to me and say, they would tell me what somebody said or whatever, if they thought that I needed to be punished about it. But it didn't have that ring of, I didn't have that ring of fear. I didn't really give a damn. I was like, go ahead and tell them. I think I said one time before about that show. It was Bugs Bunny, I believe it was, and he was saying, if I do this, it was something bad. He said, if I do this, I get a whipping. And then he thought about it. And then he said, I do this. So I make the choice. I'm going to go ahead and do this bad. I'll take the whipping. But I got my point across. But yeah, I didn't have that fear where people say, well, I'm going to tell your parents, or I'm going to tell this, because I always thought, God was over my parents. If God didn't stop me or whatever, I had parents, and yeah, I respect them, but still, I had a God. And by that time, I was into listening basically to God. I listened to God. I listened to people talk too. If they were saying something that was strengthening, or it made my innards stand up. It made me feel like I had this rod down my spine. It's a proud kind of thing. It made my chest stand up. If I heard something that made me feel that way, I listened to it. I took it. I said, yeah, I like that. I'm going to use that. But if it was something to make me cower, or try to beat me down, or try to stop me, I had said the last time that it was a challenge to me. And I like challenges. I'm going to show you that what you're saying is not going to be the truth. It's not going to be. I kind of live my life like that. I still do. I don't. I hear people talk, but what God puts in my heart, and God gives me in my mind, and God puts in my soul, I know what it is, and I know who's giving it to me. So God trumps everything. He trumps everything. there's nothing more powerful, more deserving, and more stronger than God Himself. So that's where I strive to. That's who I strive to please, because yeah, I don't think I want that whipping from Him. I don't mind getting whipped by people, but I don't play with God. So to do, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm gonna stop my little talk there. You guys be blessed. I hope it helps somebody, and I hope it gives somebody insight on some things about directing life. My life, I use it for my life. You're welcome to use it for your life. I don't bite too often, but you guys be blessed and enjoy your day, and peace.